Hi there, I'm Michelle.
I'm Jim, and we are
A Teague of Your Own. Welcome to another Motivational Monday.
Let's get motivated.
Woohoo! It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Yes, it is.
I know I say that
Every week.
and it truly is. I mean, the weather, southwestern Pennsylvania only gets, 50, 60 days of sunny days a year.
Normally.
Yeah.
Actually, it was more than that, but yeah.
For the past several weeks, we've had a lot of sun.
Sun, and more sun.
No rain.
Yeah.
And the yard shows it. The nice part is because we haven't gotten much rain this summer, you haven't had to cut grass.
No, I've hardly had to cut grass at all.
I know.
And that's one thing I don't like doing is cutting grass.
No, you don't.
That's why the last time I cut the grass is going to be the last time that I'll ever cut the grass again, because something that we had talked about before about you using your time to do the things that you do best and then paying people to do those other things like mowing the grass. So the last time that I mow the grass here at this house will be the last time I ever mow grass. That's my plan.
And that's coming sooner rather than later.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Oh, excuse me. So, beautiful weather. Lots going on. Great week. Just tons of change coming up.
Yes. A lot of change.
But what we wanted to talk about this week is a Henry Ford quote. And Henry Ford once said, "You can't build a reputation on what you are going to do."
Yeah.
You can't plan a reputation on what you are going to do.
And that's very true. Yeah, it's one of the things that we see all the time is people who tell us what they're going to do, and it all sounds fantastic. It's wonderful. And then you talk to them, a year, 2 years, 5 years later, and they're still going to do it. Yeah. They haven't done it yet. And you can build a reputation doing that,
but the
reputation is not the one that you want.
No.
I mean, really, the quote should say you can't build a good reputation on what you're going to do. And it's because what you're going to do doesn't matter. It's what you actually do. And that's what people see. That's what people are going to, might as well say it, they're going to judge you on it.
Yes, they are.
Because
that's all a reputation is.
That's all a reputation
is. Other people's judgments.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if enough other people view you as, someone who gets things done, someone who is doing great things, someone who is a mover and a shaker, then that's exactly what you are. Yeah. And it doesn't have to be everybody. There's always going to be the naysayers. And, I think it's one of the things that stops people sometimes is there are folks who are going to look at what you're doing and they go, "You're doing what?" And those aren't the folks that, you really need to be that concerned about.
No.
Because you're going to have anybody who's accomplished anything, anybody who's ever done anything, anybody who's ever built anything, there's always been the detractors. There's the people who, are going to put down everything they're doing and put them down. Those people are generally wrong.
Yes.
So it's like MXC, Captain Tennille.
Yeah.
Well, you're wrong.
Yeah.
And you can't be concerned with those people. It's going to be the people who view what you're doing as positive, especially if it is, that are going to help you build that reputation, because they're the ones who are going to spread the word about what you're doing. And that's why it's so important that you are active and doing things and accomplishing things. And we know the deal. We know that, especially early on, if you're somebody who hasn't really done a whole lot yet, or you're working on a new venture and you're trying things, you're trying to build a company, move in a different direction. It takes time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to have those little steps, but people notice those little steps.
They do.
They notice as you start to build, and then once you really start putting a bunch of those little steps together, and now you're making bigger steps, they're going to notice. And one of the ways you'll be able to know that you're starting to build that reputation is when people start asking you how you're doing it.
Yeah.
That's a big one. And then the ones who want to work with you,
Yeah.
the ones who want to be associated with that, because as we've always heard it, success leaves clues.
That's true.
And big part of those clues is going to be your reputation.
Yeah.
What else do you want to add to that?
I think it's interesting that you bring up that people will take notice. They'll want to know, how did you do this? They'll want to collaborate with you. They'll want to work with you. They'll want to hire you, because some of the circles that we run in, when, for example, with the Maxwell leadership team, people look at us as being at the next level when it comes to things like the leadership game. In fact, later on today, I'm supposed to be working with and doing a presentation to a group of real estate investors on DISC.
Oh, okay.
So there are some people out there, they take a look at what you've done. They take a look at some of the results that you've gotten, and that's what your reputation is going to be based on, is what you have done. You have to take action, because if you fail to take action, the reputation that you build is not going to be a good one.
That's exactly right.
And so the actions that we've taken over the years have built up a good reputation when it comes to the trainings that we do, when it comes to the coachings that we do, when it comes to the speaking topics that we have. We've got a very good reputation when it comes to that. And that's because we have taken action. And one of the things that people tell you to do is to underpromise and overdeliver. Anytime that you can do that, that's how you're going to end up building up a very good reputation, is by underpromising and over-delivering.
Yes.
And that's what we've been trying to do for the past several years, is to add value to as many people as possible. And once the word starts to get out, people appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a big part of that whole reputation. And once you really start moving in that direction, you're going to find that it's easier and easier for you to keep moving in that direction. There is, when it comes to reputation, there is such a thing as momentum.
Oh yeah.
And once you fall into that, and also once you develop that positive reputation, it's easy for you to make the right decisions to maintain that reputation. I'll give you an example. I was in a training this past week, last week, and there were scenarios that were presented, and it was very interesting, the responses that some of the different individuals and groups gave, because my mindset is in such a place from having gone through so much leadership training that it's very easy for me to make the right decision and to make it quickly. And that was exactly what I found on this exercise. Whereas I was hearing other responses around the room that were, I'll give you an example. One of the scenarios was, you find a wallet and it has ID in it. What do you do? And the immediate response is, you turn it in to somebody who can find that person. Right. Or if you happen to know who that person is, you just take it to them. You give it to them. You don't even hesitate.
No.
It's not even a question of, should I give it back? Shouldn't? No. And because also there was money in the wallet. Yeah. But that's irrelevant. You know who it belongs to. You can find them. It's easy enough to give it back to them. Or situations where you find somebody doing something that they should not be doing. What do you do? And every single scenario, I got the right answer. Now, I don't say that to brag. I say that to illustrate that with what we have done and what we do, my mindset is such that making that decision is just so easy. And that's part of my makeup at this point, which is also part of my reputation, our reputation.
Yeah.
We have a reputation for being there, doing what we need to do. When we say we're going to do something, we do it, and doing the right thing.
Yeah.
And it's easy once you get to that point. It becomes habit.
Yeah.
That's the thing. The things that you do that become part of your
Reputation.
Your reputation. Whew, I have a hard time saying that this morning. Your reputation. It becomes easy for you to make those decisions that support that reputation. It simply becomes habit. And that's one of those things that we talk about with successful people. They develop good habits. And once those are ingrained, then you don't even have to think about it.
No.
It's automatic. It becomes a reflex.
Yes.
And that's a beautiful point, a beautiful place to be, is when you get to that point where, again, you don't even have to put thought into it. You know instantly what it is that you need to do.
And part of this also, when it comes to this quote about, you can't build a reputation on what you're going to do, is you can't be constantly getting ready to get ready.
Right.
You can't be constantly in the preparation phase.
Yeah.
You can't be constantly thinking about what am I going to do? What steps am I going to do? You can't be in that planning phase all the time.
Right.
You have to take the action.
You got to take the action. It means that you got to be willing to get on that stage in front of 600 people and speak. You've got to be willing to take on that coaching client that you may look at them and think, how in the world am I going to coach this person? They're so far above where I am. What right do I have to coach them? Well, you have the right to coach them because that's what you do. You're a coach. They need a coach. Take on the challenge. You may be nervous about it at first, but once you dive in, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I think it's interesting you bring that up. One of our friends, Michelle Burkhart, she's part of the Maxwell leadership team also. She had a client who she was coaching, and she worked with him to develop to work through some self-esteem issues, but also to develop more confidence. And he ended up getting a $7 million contract to do work.
Wow.
She does not have a $7 million contract, but one of her customers does. And so that's the whole point.
Yeah.
Is you have to be willing to say yes to work with people. You have to be willing to go out there and take action and to do, because now she's getting a reputation of being able to help people to do that. And so ask yourself, what's your reputation? What are you known for? There's a book out there by Jeff Henderson, For. Great book. In fact, training that we do on that, just phenomenal. But what are you known for? Because that's what your reputation is. And what do you want to be known for? Are they the same thing? And that's what you have to ask yourself is, am I known for what I want to be known for?
Yeah.
And once the answer to the question is yes, your reputation is solid in that area.
Yep. Yeah. So you have to make the decision. Do you want to be the person who has a reputation of actually getting things done, of doing what you're telling other people that you're going to do? And then once you've done those things, doing something else to add to it? Or do you want to have the reputation of somebody who talks a good game, but never actually does anything? Yeah. The choice is yours. Yeah. You have to decide, do I want to be known as that person of action, or do I want to be known as that person of talking?
Yes.
Of getting ready. I'm fixing to.
Yeah.
I'm on Sunday Isle. Yeah. It's a lovely place, but you're not going to go anywhere besides right there on that little bitty island.
You have lots of those round to it's.
Yeah, round to it's. Yeah.
Eventually you'll get around to it.
You'll get around to it.
Yeah. So if they need help with this, if they need somebody to hold them accountable for this, they need somebody to do a little bit of coaching or one-on-one emphasis on the action part. Who could they reach out to?
They could reach out to us.
Yes, they can.
How about that? And they can do it in several different ways. There's our phone number, 412-420-7975. You can give us a phone call and actually have a conversation where we will use words to speak to each other. And the beauty of those types of phone calls is you can do a lot fast. Now, if you're one of those people that does not like to speak on the telephone, and there seems to be a lot more of them these days than there used to be, text us. Same exact number, 412-420-7975. You can also send us an email at info@ateagueofyourown.com.
Mm-hmm.
You can also go to our website, conveniently called ateagueofyourown.com.
Yep.
Amazing how we keep that nice and consistent there.
Yes.
You can also find us on social media. We're on Facebook. We're on LinkedIn. We're on Instagram. We have a YouTube channel. All of these videos, about 4 years worth at this point, are on our YouTube channel. Please go to all of our websites, like us, subscribe. We would appreciate that. But we're easy to find.
Yep.
And we are here to help you because we want to see you succeed.
Yes, we do.
We want you to build that positive reputation.
That's the kind of reputation we have,
Yes.
is we help people to become successful.
Yes.
So reach out to us. Let us know what we can do to help you and add value to you. All right. Next week's going to be a little different
It will be a little different.
because you're going to be somewhere that I'm not.
Yep. I'll be away.
Yeah. So this will be a little bit different. We got a lot of changes coming up. We're warning you right now.
Yes.
We got some changes
We have
coming
a lot
up.
of changes coming up.
So bear with us, but we will see you next week, everyone. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.